And we're back. Mike Cernovich, DangerandPlay.com, Gorilla Mindset, here to talk about why social media is real media. Today, I did the unspeakable. I linked to BuzzFeed. Man, I know. People go, Mike, you can't ever link to BuzzFeed. But I have to when they are writing something good. It's just the way of the world. Hold on a sec, I'm going to tweet out a link. So there's a lot of confusion. A lot of confusion about social media. Most people still don't understand it. So in reference to that BuzzFeed article, they go, how many links does Donald Trump get when he tweets over an article? Yes, if you haven't read the article, I'm here with my co-host, Syra June. Whoa. Here with her co-host. Whoa. She likes to look. What are you doing, huh? So how many link clicks do you think a Trump article gets? How many links do you think the Donald Trump article gets? More than I thought. I knew it would get a lot. 700,000 link clicks. 700,000 link clicks for any kind of article, which is unbelievable. All media means is, you would guess 10,000 is actually 700,000. Kind of hard to believe, but that's the truth. And that is, again, hold on a second, I'm just clicking over the link to BuzzFeed. I'm opening up not to BuzzFeed, I'm clicking over the link to your comments. And that's why the media really wants to whoa, she's looking fierce. I wish you could see Sarah right now. She looks fierce. Media matters, they blew their wad. They're irrelevant. Here's how I know media matters is your Danger Play essay was amazing last night. Thanks, Kevin. Media matters are irrelevant. Here's how I know. A media matters hit piece can't get you consequenced. There's no consequence if media matters does a hit job on you. You don't get fired. Your reputation isn't harmed. Media matters is a huge black hole now. It's not worth any money. It's a total sinkhole. They don't have any power because they blow their wad. I'll give you an example. Bless you. Today Media Matters wrote that Jim Hoft, a good friend of mine, who now has White House credentialed. At the Deplorable Ball, Jim Hoft announced that he would have a White House press pass, and he took a picture like this. Media Matters wrote an article calling this a white supremacist hand signal. Right? You gotta be strategic if you're gonna do hit jobs on people. You have to be strategic. Isn't that right? Yeah. Even Syra knows you gotta be strategic. Otherwise, you're gonna blow your wad, and nobody's gonna take you kind of seriously at all. This is much better than Periscope. I agree, but it sucks that I only have 70 people watching me. Retweet, like, share. I never ask anybody to pimp my stuff, but this hurts. This hurts. It hurts doing the same amount of effort for 1/5 of the reward. Right? It hurts. So I don't usually say like and share the video, subscribe. I don't usually do that. But we got to boost the YouTube subscriber count because when I look at the live viewer count compared to a Periscope, oh, it's brutal. Thank you. You have 60 followers. That's good. It's all about... Mike, at what age did you start making a decent adult income? I always made a good income my whole life. Hey! I always worked hard, and I detasseled corn when I was like 13. And I waited tables. I've worked part-time at like Home Depot type stores. During college, I made a ton of money because I was in the National Guard. So I got GI Bill, I got drill pay, and I worked waiting tables, so I made money doing that. So I've always made a good income. That's never really been a problem for me because most people don't want to work hard. And I've always been of the mindset that I'll work hard because I grew up poor. Hey, you are so cute. Why are you so cute? Here, let me see if the people want to look at how cute you are. Or do you want to look at me? Hold on, I'll try to show it to you. She likes to look at me, though. So you don't want to look at the people, do you? Okay. Yeah, she likes to look at me, so I'm sorry. You can't see Syra. She's pretty cute, though. She's pretty good. I'm a stay-at-home dad. Yeah, I'm definitely a stay-at-home dad. It's a good life. I probably have 0 testosterone level right now. I probably have no testosterone. But you know what? I'm okay for now. Oh, yeah, it's pretty great. Anyway, back to social media is real media. You got to look at... Have you guys ever read Sapiens? Have you ever read Sapiens? Sapiens. If you haven't, talk about a book that deconstructs the entire human condition. Hey, I know you want to kick, huh? Talk about a book that just the whole entire human condition. Media is a social construct, and by that I'll explain it to you. Legitimacy is a social Hey, I'm gonna let you. I want to show the people you, okay? Hold on. Oh, do you want to look at the people, or do you want to look at Dad? Can you see yourself? Whoa, that's you. Can you see? See that? That's you. Whoa, that's you. Okay, you wanna be rocked? Yeah, you wanna be rocked by Dad? That's okay. Yeah, we'll rock you. Yeah, so media is ultimately no, she doesn't hate you guys. She likes to look at me. Exactly. Babies like to look at attractive faces. Aww. Are you okay? Are you okay now? Yeah, babies like to look at attractive faces. She's also kind of hungry. A little fussy. Oh. Be sure and look at the first 10 minutes of Sam Harris Jordan. Yeah, I heard that Jordan Peterson and Sam Harris got into an argument. I haven't watched it though. Apparently it got heated. I don't really know. Sam Harris I don't have any respect for as a thinker or as a person. He's kind of basic. We don't cuss around Syra. But I don't have any respect for Sam Harris. He's not a deep thinker. One positive about YouTube versus Periscope is that I can keep... Yeah, I mean, YouTube is the clear winner. Hey, YouTube is way better than Periscope. Oh, do you want to go find Mama? Do you need to eat? Is that what it is? Do you need to eat? Hey, Shauna, I think she needs to eat. She's getting hungry. Maybe they left. Maybe we're home alone. Yeah, Jordan Peterson and Sam Harris, I heard they got in a debate. I haven't watched it, though. I find Sam Harris hard to tolerate because he's so boring. Hey, he doesn't say anything. He's just basic, boring talking points. Yeah, the YouTube Live have been a big hit. Yeah, I think she's looking for Mama. Oh, so much for that. Anyway, back to new forms of legitimacy. We need more people. We need more people doing Periscopes, doing Facebook, doing book reviews, doing Twitter, doing citizen journalism. Not for full time, but just part time. We need more people because we are still outnumbered. We're still outnumbered. Right? We're still outnumbered. That's why I wrote a whole chapter, whole section, MAGA mindset about media. The MAGA mindset all covers media. Comedy is more fluid on Periscope. Pros and cons, but the video quality on Periscope is bad. The phones overheat for people. People get cut out. And I can read your comments here over on the computer screen. So I can't watch them as well. They don't show up as much on the side, but you also have to remember we have 10% of the people watching, right? So you got to realize that on Periscope, at least before they throttled me, I would do 1,000 to 7,000 live simultaneous viewers every time. And then they throttled me, and then I was only doing 500. And then I called them out for throttling me, and then they let me do 1,000 at a time. Right now I'm doing 111 viewers, right? So we're just not going to have as many comments. The banter's not going to be there. But I practice what I preach. You have to build up all kinds of different platforms. You have to have YouTube. You got to have a Twitter. You got to have a Periscope. You got to have a Facebook. You got to have a blog. You got to have a podcast. You got to have books. You have to have every kind of platform. Oh, and I'm on Right Side Broadcasting Network tonight at 7 p.m. Tomorrow I'm going to do a special Valentine's Day relationship advice call-in hour, I think, if I can figure out how to do it. Tomorrow for Valentine's Day, you can ask Mike all of your relationship questions. That'll be tomorrow. Call and ask me anything about Valentine's Day. I'll tell you the truth. I'll give you the real deal on relationships, men, women. Hopefully by then I have a haircut. It's too chunky up top here. It's too chunky. See that? I got too much up here. We gotta, it's becoming too much of a scene. I just want to shave it off. Shauna's afraid of me when I shave it off, though. My nootropic is not available yet. We need a BitTorrent-like universe. They're working on the blockchain. They are definitely working on it. Yeah, tonight we're going to go live. We're going to talk to Scott Greer about his book, No Campus for White Men. That'll be tonight. So tonight will be we're going to be doing, I'll tell you what I got planned for all my stuff, okay? So if you don't like me and you don't like me talking about my brand, you might as well turn off now. If you don't want to hear about what I have planned for the future, then just leave. That's what I always tell people. I warn you in advance. But what do I have planned for the future? I want to start doing here's a little mindset trick. Don't say I want to start. Don't say wouldn't it be nice. We all do it. It's our self-talk. That's why I explain Gorilla Mindset. You have to say, what are you committed to? What are you going to do, right? So I told you guys, remember if you've been following me for a while, I said I'm committed to do, I will do a professional looking YouTube show. And we are working, I'm in contention for ambassador to South Africa, yes. According to South African news, my name is under consideration for an ambassadorship to South Africa. You gotta ask, what are you committed to? And I told people I am committed to creating a high quality, high production value YouTube call-in show. So that's why I partnered with Right Side Broadcasting. I am working with them. They're executive producing the show. I provide the banter, the audience. I provide show notes and everything. And then with the green screen, they put the graphics, they put the Twitters on, they executive produce it. They even sent me a nice camera. So I said, I'm committed to having a great show. But I don't want to have a typical boring news show. So I want to do, I'm committed to doing a new author, a book a week. Interviewing, say, who do we got here? We got Scott Adams. So, tonight I'm having Scott Greer on to talk about his book, No Campus for White Men. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, it's downstairs. Okay, tonight I'm going to have Scott Greer on my show to talk about his book. And then next Monday I could have another author to talk about his book. And then the next week I could have somebody talk about this. Compound Media is Kumia's network. They needed me to do in New York. So Kumia's people had reached out to me. They're great people. Compound Media is a great organization. I'd love to do a show with Anthony Cumia's network, Compound Media. I'd be thrilled to do a show with them, but they want you in New York to do it. So they talked to me about it. They said, hey, we'd like to have you do a show. And I go, hey, I'd like to do a show. And they go, yeah, but you need to be in New York to do it. And I said, well, okay. Not going to do it in New York. I'm out here, got a newborn baby, the bright lights, big city, not really for me. But yeah, I'm a subscriber to Compound Media, and I encourage you to subscribe to Compound Media. They have great shows, they do great work. Hey Mike, contrast showers, that's a Buddhist monk level of daily commitment. But I admit when I stick to them, I have more positive, productive days. Exactly. And if you live in Orange County, go to the iSpa. This is not sponsored. Irvine Spa. They have hot tub and they have cold bath. And then they have far infrared saunas. So you go in there, because people have been saying, Mike, you look better, you look more refreshed. Well, yeah, because I've been doing more far infrared sauna treatments in the salt room. So you got to go into the salt room, and you get all the mineralization from the salts, and you stretch your joints, and you feel good, you feel revitalized, and then you go into the cold pool. It is cold. It isn't as cold as the Turkish bath in New York, which the water there is so cold that when you walk out of it, my legs feel like I have frostbite. But it's still very cold. It's cold enough that you have to really challenge yourself and commit your mind to being in it. So go to the iSpa in Irvine, California. And then you go from the cold bath to the hot tub. And you do that like a minute back and forth. You go minute, minute cold, minute hot, minute cold, minute hot. Do that 10 times. Do that before bed. Do that, say, like 8 or 9 p.m. Drive home. You will have the best sleep of your life. I saw your Yelp review for a gym I was thinking of signing up for in SF. World Gym or Equinox? When I lived in San Francisco, World Gym in Potrero Hill in San Francisco, one of the best gyms I've ever been to in my life. They had multiple squat racks. They had a power clean station. They had all the different bars you needed. All kinds of great machines. So I had 2 memberships actually in San Francisco. I had Equinox and then I had World Gym. So World Gym I would go when I was really training hard and hit it hard. And then Equinox you go in for the sauna treatment, the eucalyptus, the chilled eucalyptus towels. It's the spin classes. It's a different vibe. And World Gym I was able to get a good membership because I always pay a year in advance. You always go, negotiation tip. Negotiation tip. If you go to sign up for a gym and they're like, okay, it's going to cost you X dollars a month, then you say, well, what if I pay 1 year in advance? Usually you get 1 or 2 months free. So I would always do that. I'm like, well, I'm going to go to the gym, so give me, 2 months free, and I'll pay you right now because they want that cash. Businesses are starved for cash flow. If you're running a business, you want all the cash up front. Plus, if I move out of the town or whatever, you already got your money. So from the business owner's perspective, they're hoping that, well, hey, maybe he'll move away or whatever and he's not going to get a refund, and you get that cash up front. That's another way, too, that, the best investment, people are always saying, Mike, how do I invest my money? What stock should I buy? Clip coupons for Costco and pay in advance. So buy in bulk, pay in advance. You'll usually save 20 or 30% a year, and you're not going to make 20 or 30% every year in the stock market. And if you did make 20 or 30% every year in the stock market, you would be literally the most successful person other than Warren Buffett. If you were doing 20, 30% compounded returns every year consistently, then yeah, you're Warren Buffett. So I'm not talking about one little lucky trade or two. So you got to think of it the same way. If you go, you buy in bulk at Costco, you use a crock pot. Like I advise, I live it to this day. You know what I have right now in my for dinner tonight? I have a lamb roast with onions, potato, carrots. A cheap meal. And when you cook things in a crock pot, because you cook it slow, you can buy a cheaper cut of meat. You don't need to buy the meat with all the marbling. You can buy an inexpensive cut of meat. You throw it in a crock pot for 8 hours. And then you have great food. And the meals don't cost anything. That's how I live my life. Unless I go out to eat. I mean, if I go out to eat, then it's like dry-aged ribeye, When I go out to eat, I'm not saying I'm cheap all the time, but the idea is it's a mindset thing. If you're at home, you don't need to be ordering out all the time. Cook your own food. It doesn't take that long. Get a crock pot. Buy in bulk. Is humility a virtue? I don't know. Not when it's false. Not when it's false. What else we got going on here? Is humility a virtue? There's no really such thing as humility. Cash flow is critical for business. Right, no cash flow, no business. What else we got? I'll try to read your comments. Don't always show up. Don't feel that I'm ignoring you. A lot of times your comments aren't showing up. So I don't see it. What do you think of self-publishing literary fiction? I'm in favor of self-publishing. I am pro self-publishing. The exception is last year I was too busy to self-publish. So I published with Castilla House, Vox Day's company, right? So last year, I was way too busy to publish my book. I wanted to get my book out before the election, and I couldn't have got it out, so I published with Castilla. They did great work. So if you want to publish a book through them, let them know that you want to publish them. And they don't accept everybody, obviously. But it was a good experience, and it got done. We got it out in October, and when we published it, I had 135,000 Twitter followers. Keep trolling J.K. Rowling. Yeah, we got J.K. Rowling. The viral stories, the old Mike Cernovich. We got J.K. Rowling on the ropes. She's got no reply for me. Periscope always freezes for you. Yeah, that's what a lot of people say. Periscope always freezes for people. Is my last name Croatian? Yeah. But anyway, when I published this book, I had 135,000 Twitter followers. Or Castilla published. I self-published Gorilla Mindset. I had 135,000 Twitter followers when MAGA Mindset appeared. MAGA Mindset was published October 18th. So November, December, January, February. 4 months later, I picked up 70,000 Twitter followers in 4 months. And people said my brand was dead. People said, your brand is over. Your brand is dead. People go, Mike, after the election, you're over. They go, after the election, you're over. You're done, Mike. You're going to be over with. Your brand is dead after the election. Well, I had 135,000 Twitter followers October 18th. The election was November 8th-ish. November 9th, somewhere in that ballpark. So 2 weeks after my book was published by Castilla House, the election happened. And I now have 205,000 followers. More than that. Yeah, people, they want to underestimate the brand. But anybody who's ever got a retweet by me will not underestimate the brand. Because when you get a retweet from me, you know right away. You know right away that the brand is real. The brand power is real. The people are there. And that's, again, why I'm saying social media is not fake media. A lot of people don't understand what I do or why I do it. Is it a coincidence that you and Milo rose to prominence during Gamergate? No, not a coincidence at all. Milo and I got famous at the same time. Milo has eclipsed me. Milo has eclipsed me for a number of reasons. One is that he's more charming than I am. And another reason is that I was going through a very severe autoimmune condition. And because of that, I looked very ugly. That was me in March of last year. That is, you don't have to be nice to me. You don't have to, don't lie to me. I'm not I don't lie. Like, I know that I was a pretty ugly looking dude last year due to an autoimmune condition that I had. And people are vain, people are superficial. So me looking like this, I'm going to get more views and more following and more famous looking like I do now than I looked like when I had an autoimmune condition. It's just reality. No big deal. No big deal. I'm not like depressed about it. I'm not crying about it. I'm not, butthurt about it. I'm a realistic person. Self-awareness, right? You can have a big ego, but you can't. Mike retweeted one of my tweets and I got over 55. Yeah, exactly. So you can have a big ego, but you got to have self-awareness. If you don't have the ability to ruthlessly analyze everything you do and ruthlessly analyze every part about your personality, then you can't have a big ego. So I have a big ego, but I have a lot of self-awareness. I know right away, okay, here's where you're vulnerable, here's where you're weak, here's what needs to be improved. Do I still believe in juicing? Of course. I drink green juices all the time. I also drink a lot of green smoothies. 100%. Mike, do you recommend college? No, I have a podcast on that. When you worked with Alex Jones in 91, he was as thin as you. Alex Jones, I would definitely like to see him do some cardio. Alex Jones, I don't want to shade Alex Jones for a number of reasons. One is he's an American patriot and a national treasure. And two is, if I say anything critical of him, people are going to clip that and then go, Cernovich is trashing Alex Jones, which isn't true, but they'll do that to create drama. I'll be careful in what I'm going to say. I will only say that when I saw the birthday picture of him, I immediately thought I would really like Alex to get doing cardio. I'd like to see him on the treadmill. I would like to see him doing a spin class or something, because I want Alex Jones to live for a very long time. And that's all I'm going to say. Same thing with Trump. I would like to see Trump hit the gym. I would definitely like to see Trump hit the gym. Will you troll Keith Olbermann again soon? Nah, he's mentally unstable. Wouldn't be fair. He wouldn't be. Wouldn't be fair to do that. Definitely wouldn't be fair to. Alex Jones needs to start doing. Yeah, we need Alex Jones and we need Trump to hit the gym. Both of them. We all need to hit the gym. I got the dogs. I hike the dogs. You can hear them. Take them for good hikes. Magnesium oil. No, it's not. I've explained it. You got to Google Mike Cernovich red skin syndrome. It was a side effect to medication my doctors give me. A lot of people who are dumb said, oh, you took anabolic steroids and that's why you had this reaction. Had nothing to do with that. It was topical corticosteroids that my doctors gave me that caused the condition. The term for that, I think, is iatrogenic. It means created by the doctor. I think it's iatrogenic is the term. The term. Mike, what's your view on Justice Democrats? I don't have one. Don't know what that is. Hit the like button, by the way. I got to remind you guys. Hit the like buttons. Because on Periscope, you just hit the hearts. So on YouTube, you have to hit the like button. You gotta hit the like button. The gym would kill me. No, if you're 70 years old, you're not too old to go to the gym. Definitely not. If you're 70 years old and you're fat and you're from Australia, you don't go to the gym and like smash a CrossFit style workout. Just go to the gym and do something. Do like 5-pound dumbbells for your bone mass. Do I drink coffee? I drink a cold brew. Typical day of caffeine for me. Typical day of caffeine for me would be 1 cold brew coffee and then 2 packets of this mushroom coffee. This is this instant coffee, and each packet has 40 grams of caffeine in it, which isn't very much. So I have 2 packets of the mushroom coffee, usually like in the afternoon. And then other days I might have a nootropic, and my nootropic has as much caffeine as 1 cup of coffee. So yeah, I don't hypercaffeinate. I used to hypercaffeinate. I used to drink 8 to 12 8-ounce cans of sugar-free Red Bull. This was years ago. This was, like 10 years ago. I would drink, I would go to Costco and buy cases of sugar-free Red Bull, and I would drink 8 to 10 of them a day. And then I quit caffeine for 2 years, I think, or at least a year. Then I went totally caffeine-free for over a year. And then occasionally I'll start to drink a little bit too much caffeine, and then I taper it down. Maybe I'll go a day or 2 without it. You got to cycle it. Magic mushrooms. No, it isn't magic mushroom coffee. It's some weird thing I found on Facebook. I got a Facebook ad targeted me, and I thought the coffee looked cool, so I bought it. Will you release the new ingredients for your nootropic? Of course I will. Thoughts on Anti-Fragile. It's a must-read book. What do you think about Sweden? Cupped. You quit caffeine for 4 months, but in one coffee, you can drink, it's even been shown, that 3 cups of coffee a day are healthy for you. So every day, if you drink 3 to 5 cups of coffee, not the really, by a cup of coffee, it doesn't mean a venti, Starbucks coffee. A coffee would be like a cup of this. If you drink 3 cups of coffee a day, you're actually going to have more health benefits. It prevents Parkinson's disease. It's good for you, actually. So no, you're fine. It's when you're drinking pots a day, a regular heartbeat. Organic coffee with coconut oil. Exactly. I should put some coconut oil into my mushroom coffee. Do you think they will get Flynn out? I mean, we got it as the base. We have to let them know. Expand on that blockchain social comment. Sure, what do you want to know about the blockchain, buddy? The blockchain is the future. Remember, have you ever watched Dune? I haven't read the book, but I've watched the movie many times. One of my favorite movies. The spice must flow, right? Blockchain is spice. Blockchain is this mysterious new creation that's going to make an uncensorable internet and lead to cryptocurrencies and anonymous currency and anonymous speech. And the blockchain will make an uncensorable internet. When the blockchain is fully up, fully on point, fully adapted, you will not be able to censor the internet. For better or worse, the blockchain will be able to create an uncensorable internet. And then you'll have a social media based on the blockchain. Do you read any fiction? Watch my video from yesterday. I think yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. So no, bro, do you think the emperor will send us to war with China? No. Don't know who Ted Malik is. Engineering is good. Flynn is pro-America. We are pro-Flynn. Can someone be a successful stoner? Sure you can. Thoughts on Le Pen? For sure. Right, look up Bitcoin blockchain. I should bring on an expert to talk about the blockchain for my podcast. Because I'll be completely honest with you, the blockchain is so monumental that I don't even fully understand it. I don't even fully comprehend the blockchain. That's how deep it is. It is the future, though. The blockchain is the future. Do you think guys waste too much time on learning game? We live in most of the stuff, 99% of the stuff on the internet is trash. So in that regard, yes, you're wasting time. But here's what I always tell people. If you told people, you know what, Mike, I'm going to go learn how to do public speaking. Or you know what, Mike, I'm going to take an acting class. You know what, Mike, I'm going to take a class on how to be a better salesperson. People would go for it, man. Go learn. Go learn how to do these skills, right? But if you tell people, hey, I'm going to go learn how to be more charming around women and how to have better conversational skills with women, people freak out, right? They lose their minds. It's never really made sense to me. Why is it that you can learn how to win friends and influence people? Where is it? Here we go. I think this is one of the best-selling books of all time. How to Win, right? So if you're reading a book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, people will be like, yeah, that's good, you know. You should learn how to be a better communicator and how to understand people more. Good for you, right? Read this book. But then if the book was How to Meet Women and Have Fun, whoa, what are you, some kind of deviant pervert? Right? They lose their minds. It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, it's just a contradiction. Now the issue is that most of this, the game stuff, is a total fabrication, total frauds. These guys, I lived in LA, Vegas, everywhere. The pickup artists, they're not getting anything. They all pay. They've all been caught paying people to make out with them for their little commercials. They call them the infield videos. They've all been busted doing the little infield videos with paid models. They'll find the models on porn sites. But in principle, I'm pro learning how to be more social, learning how to communicate better with people. But I've also, I get a lot of hate because I go to seminars on how to have more charisma, how to connect with people more. People think it's real weird. And that's because people expect you to just know how to communicate with people. It's so weird. So I went to what's called MITT, 2 T's, Mastery in Transformational Training. It's a great seminar, 5 days, and you learn how to connect with people more, how to make better eye contact, how to be more vulnerable, how to express your own vulnerabilities to people, learning about what it is you're insecure about, what are you afraid of, what's holding you back from life, what habits do you have that are holding you back, what's preventing you from loving people, what's preventing you from loving yourself. I go to all that kind of stuff, right? People think that's weird. And I think it's not weird to not go to that stuff. I think, well, how can you not want to learn? We live around 7 billion people. We live around all these people. Right? And when you grow up, nobody tells you. You're not at school. They don't teach you how to interact with others. You're kind of like a monkey. and you're thrown into a public school with all these other little monkeys. And then you have right away pack order. You have the mean girls, the nerds, the pretty girls, the jocks, all right, the little mean people. And then you find your little place in a little pecking order. And then social conformity controls what you do, how you think, how you act. Oh, well, I can't go do that. I've told this story, actually, where this is what an idiot I was. What an idiot I was. So when I was in high school, at my school, this is a cultural thing. Culture, of course, changes because it's a social construct. There was a hot foreign exchange student. But at my high school, there were 3 foreign exchange students, and that's weird, right? These are the kind of women that you would, if you're a man, you would travel to other country to meet this kind of woman, right? That's how hot they are. But to me, one of these foreign exchange students had a big crush on me. But since I was kind of cool, whatever, was an idiot in hindsight, I couldn't date the foreign exchange student because then the little monkeys in my pack might have made fun of me or might not have approved. And you realize that you take this mindset to you through your whole life, and you have to deconstruct where this stuff comes from. You can see it even, I like to make fun of the media. The media will say, today the White House called on the Daily Caller. They called on the Daily Caller. Or they go, Donald Trump or Sean Spicer today didn't call on the Associated Press, where the practice is that you always ask the AP the question first. And I'm thinking, what kind of mean girls, high school, basic bitch, basic bro mindset is this? But most people never evolve out of that basic pack order thinking, right? Most people in the press corps, oh my God, I work for the WAPO, the New York Times, the New Yorker, I'm so prestigious. And they're in a room, and all they can think about was little basic bitch, oh my God, the right order wasn't called on. They didn't call on the cool kids or the front row kids. They called on somebody who's not a front row kid. They called on life set, which isn't part of the social constructs that we hold, the social status hierarchies. That's all high school. So if you don't take a lot of time to Cyrus in the next room, but I'm not going to cuss. If you don't take the time to figure out, why do I think this way? Where did these thoughts come from? Who put these thoughts into my mind? Are these thoughts holding me back from living the life that I want to live? Are they holding me back from having better relationships with other people? Are they holding me back from connecting with people that maybe I wouldn't have connected with? Right? You don't even realize that all that bullshit is from high school. And that you're still, they can be in here. Oh, no, they're fine. Oh, yeah, no, they're good. They just want to say hi. Okay. The people like the dog. No, but leave. Okay, they can't. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so you realize all that comes from high school. But if you don't do the mindset training, you don't do the seminars, you're suddenly 40, 50 years old, and you're in the White House press briefing room, and you're saying, well, I can't believe that the Associated Press wasn't called on first. And that's all unconscious. And it never occurs to you, well, why do I think that? Why does it matter? Where do these social constructs come from? Who put these social constructs in my head? Moreover, did they create these social constructs to enslave me? The answer to that is, it ain't rhetorical. Yes. All these social constructs you have, who to date, who to marry, what colleges to go to, what jobs to take, what is prestigious. Those are social constructs that other people created to enslave you and to hold you back and to make you buy the big watch. So now you're buying all this money. You buy the Louis Vuitton purse. You got that purse to show other monkeys that you're a big monkey. You're a monkey who can afford a Louis Vuitton monkey bag, and you're a big monkey who can have a Rolex watch. Aren't you special? Aren't you better than everyone else? Let's go buy more. Let's consume more. Let's do more to show people that we're the biggest monkeys on the block. We're the successful monkeys. That all came from not you. That all came from the social constructs that have been implanted into your head via memes. Right? The social construct has to go through your mind via memes. People think of memes as online stuff, the internet memes, fun stuff. But if you actually study memetics, you studied, Richard Dawkins wrote about memes and the selfish gene. That's what cracks me up. Because think about the image people have of me, right? Oh, Mike, he's a this, he's a that. Because they're little guys. People in media don't look like me, right? So because I look a certain way, I look primal, I look ferocious, because of that, I can't be a real journalist. You can't be a real journalist, Mike, because, you actually lift and you go to the gym and you have a little swag. You can't be a real journalist. You must not be educated. But meanwhile, I can talk about memetics and the selfish gene and Richard Dawkins' intellectual heir, who is a social psychologist, and how she wrote The Meme Machine. Been studying this stuff for 20 years, right? Why am I so good at Twitter? Twitter is a memetic delivery device. Twitter is an IV drip or a poison dart or a nuclear warhead tomahawk of memes. That is what Twitter is. Nothing in the world delivers memes to people the way Twitter does. So that's why people are like, oh, how are you so good at what you do? Because I've been studying this stuff for 20 years, because I understand what it is. So Twitter is just a meme delivery device. That's why if you're good with memes and you have a good instinct or you have education in it, you deliver it. And these are, again, they're just social constructs. What is status? What is social status? What does it mean to belong? That's why when I attack people, I attack the social status. Not because I believe in it. Not because I conform to the hierarchies, but because I know that's how you trigger people, right? Dave Weigel gets triggered when I said he has a trust fund. So Dave Weigel gets so triggered when I'm like, oh yeah, Dave Weigel's got a trust fund. He gets so mad. Well, why? Because he doesn't want to admit that he grew up rich. His dad sent him to a prep school. Then his dad sent him to an expensive private school. He's never worked a day in his life. He doesn't believe he's earned what he has. Right? So then what I'm doing is, even though I'm making him look high status, he wants to view himself as I'm a scrappy, diehard journalist who's really out there on the beat handling things. And I go, you're a Twitter pundit. You're a trust fund Twitter pundit. Call these guys on Twitter, Ezra Klein, Matty Iglesias, say, you're a trust fund Twitter pundit. Do you ever leave Twitter? They get triggered because now the identity and the definition of a journalist is in conflict with what they're actually doing. And that's another way to trigger people, is you have to understand identity, how identities are created, what is your identity based on, what is there. There's a lot of, a lot of deep stuff goes behind what I do. And there's a reason for that. That's why right now we are triggering J.K. Rowling. I said, J.K. Rowling, I will fly 100 refugees to live into your house for a year. I will fly, and it's a real offer. That tweet has gotten almost 1 million impressions, 10,000 retweets. There's been an article on Breitbart, an article on Milo's page, IJ Review, they're, right? Because I got him. Yeah, she's ignoring, because I have her. Checkmated. Checkmate. And the same reason people go, why'd you dig through the Sarah Silverman tweets? Did you see all those retweets I did of Sarah Silverman? All that weird, pedophile stuff she was talking about, and the Holocaust jokes she was making, and the Nazi stuff she was doing, and the swastika she was making. Well, why? Well, she created an identity based on, above it all, they're all this, they're great, they're pristine, they're a moral crusader. So the identity they create is they're a moral crusader. So then I use the meme delivery device, or the device, meme delivery device, Twitter, to attack that identity. So I just shoot out the memes exposing their hypocrisy, right? Boom, boom, it's like a machine gun. And that's how you tear them down. You just keep coming after them. Boom, 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 boom. Right? And then a lot of people didn't check the dates of the tweets that I was retweeting, and they thought she was tweeting them last night. So yeah, there's a method. There's way more into this than people think. But again, if you're a fake news journalist, you're like, who's this Cernovich guy? He's just some kind of ranting guy, doesn't know anything, doesn't really know what he's doing, right? That's fine. Let them think it. Let them think it. They can think what they want to think. What do I think about college? We talk about college all the time. Don't go. Don't go. Okay, what's going on? Point out Beyonce. I don't know about Beyonce's skin bleaching. More deep videos. What do you control a deep video? Robert Greene talks about street smartness like this too. Interesting. Okay, good. Street smartness are good. Where I grew up, if you ran your mouth, you'd get your ass kicked. Or I'd kick your, when I grew up, right? Where I grew up, if you ran your mouth, you would get your ass kicked. So you find lines. You find how far can you go without getting your ass beat. Yeah, I grew up in the Midwest. How far, then that's how you learn about banter. That's how you can tell a lot of people have never actually been real men. So like people banter me, they make fun of me, that's fine. But if you were in real life and you said, "Oh, you have a mud baby," right? If you said that in real life, you would get your ass beat where I grew up. If you went up to somebody, you're like, "Oh yeah, you would just get smashed in the face. You get your ass kicked." So then you would have to think, do I really want to say this? You would find lines, right? You have to be careful. That's how you can tell who is real and who isn't. Because you notice there are places that I don't go. You'll notice that there are things that I won't say about people. Because that's, again, part of my background and my mindset is that I'm like, well, that's the kind of thing that guy might come at me with a baseball bat over, right? That's reality. That's the real world. The real world is you run your mouth, you pop off, you smack, you hit, right? Talk shit, get hit. That's the real world. People can cry about it, but that's just the reality. That's why people don't come to my seminars and run their mouths, because they don't live in the real world. They live on their keyboard. In real life, they never got nothing to say to me in real life. Because what would happen? But that tells me they're not real. Because real people, they'd come say it all to my face. They would come to my seminar and they would tell me the things that they've said behind a keyboard. How am I and Nick Gabriel? We're good. Haven't seen him in a while because he hasn't been back where I'm living. But last time we hung out was in South Africa. And we did ayahuasca together, which was pretty cool. We did ayahuasca in a farm in South Africa. Beat that, right? It's pretty high up there in terms of experiences. Do I have seminars? Yes, I've had them all over the world. All over the world. Talk about Joy Villa. Yeah, Joy Villa, good for her. Her music is now #1 in Amazon. She's even selling more than Bruno Mars. So good for her. It shows there's a market for Trump people. See, I think a lot of people, they get mad when you talk about marketing or branding. The best thing that can happen for the Trump movement is for people to realize, oh wait, there's a lot of Trump supporters and they do put their money where their mouth is. So we should market to the Trump supporters, right? That's what we want. That's how we create parallel institutions. We want companies to, instead of companies saying, if you support Trump, you're a Nazi and I hope that people kill you, I want companies to make a commercial that says, Trump supporters love America. And then I'm like, okay, well, I know where I'm going to give my money. Then I'd rather give my money to somebody who likes me versus somebody who doesn't. But right now, we're kind of stuck in this world where we have to give our money kind of to people who don't like us. I'm not happy about that. Not happy about it. Look at how many companies boycotted Breitbart. 820 average companies won't advertise on Breitbart. I'm sure that I'm buying from those companies. I don't have an app or a list or anything like that. I'd rather not give them my money, but at some point, is this coffee, who makes this coffee cup? I don't know.